This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Man United we're talking about.
This is Manchester 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 United we're talking about.
Oh, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about. Manchester United we're talking about here.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
I mean, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. It is Man United we're talking about. It's Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. This is Man United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about.
We're talking about Manchester United.
Yes, people, smash the likes on the way in. Little bits of news, bits and bobs, and little things that I even missed out yesterday, for believe it or not. But if you didn't know, it just came in that Liverpool have rejected an approach from Bayern for Luis Diaz. Maybe there's some Rashford hope. Maybe there's some Rashford hope. Might even switch his attention to him, hopefully. Well, I'm hoping so anyways. But anyone that's jumped in, please smash the likes early. It's much appreciated. Go get your comments in as well. You know, we've got this Douglas Luiz transfer dream. We've got Man United as well, apparently preferring cash for Jadon Sancho. So maybe that that dream could be over in minutes. But we spoke about it last night. If you didn't catch it, things can be literally sorted within a week. You know, this whole Mbumo stuff, 65 million bid, apparently incoming for this guy. I don't know, but we could literally have a centre mid and a winger wrapped up in no time. It just all depends on how much Sancho is willing to take this sort of pay cut to go over to Juventus. And if we want cash for the swap deal, I don't know why United wouldn't go for the swap deal personally. Is it because Man United need the cash, or what is it? Because is Douglas Luiz even a real target is the real question, but he ticks all the boxes that is needed. Yesterday also I saw from, is his name Sasha Tavleri? Is his name Sasha Tavleri? Whatever his name is, he come out and said about Gyökeres being Arsenal bound. And it's pretty much a 5-year deal has been agreed. I don't know if that's the truth, but then Fabrizio comes out and says otherwise. I don't know how credible we can put, you know, when it what's his name, Fabrizio, when it comes to Gyökeres situation. But it looks like United have turned their attention to Ollie WATKINS. More discussions yet again come out from Sam C last night. Ollie WATKINS and Aston Villa's situation is very unclear, but it looks like United might be pursuing with this one. And we was only just talking about it again last night. If you didn't catch it, and it was just, I'm kind of sold on the idea. So if United want to go over there and say, you know what, this is going to be our potential front three, then go through. We'll talk about it anyways, because there's only little bits and bobs of reports. Big up Mustafa in the building. This is Luiz on loan would be a good swap deal with Sancho. I think they want a full sale. That would be great business if United could get Sancho money and then get Luiz on loan with an option. That could be what's on the agenda, because that means United get cash for this summer and they can extend that by obviously 1 year when they need to go and sign somebody else. Big up Luke in the building. Ben as well. Short sleep there, brother. Committed. Yeah, you know what? Last night was brutal. Obviously, I came off what? 12 midnight. And then just trying to get to sleep in general in that heat was nasty work. I'm not going to lie. You can probably see in my eyes. Look at my bags. Can you see my bags? That's what you call 4 or 5 hours soldier sleep. Do you know what I mean? Rashford hope with buying. Yeah, see that that Diaz news was nice this morning. Yeah, it gives hope that we can actually move on someone. You know, if we're gonna focus on sales, hurry up and focus on the sales. I see this from Rob Dawson. Marcus Rashford had not yet shown any willingness to accept a pay cut. Yes, he did. This is how this is bullshit, because it already came out before that he's willing to take a pay cut to go to Barcelona. So Rob Dawson in the mud. Nah, man, bun Watkins. I don't know about that one. Just get Mateta. Why are we looking at Watkins? It's because what they prefer. That's the mold. I have no idea why. 55 in the house. Please keep smashing the likes. Early morning doors and early doors. Yeah, you want to say it. We're on 15 likes. We can definitely boost those likes up. But let's talk about Douglas Luiz. I can't just say his name. Vlahovic and Timothy Weah is also in the mix, but Timothy Weah is not needed. Let's be honest. We're not looking at defenders whatsoever, or slash right wingers, if you want to call it that. And when it comes to Vlahovic, I'm just hoping United don't look his way. You know, with all his big wages and everything that he's commanding at the moment over there, is something like what 220 odd grand or maybe even more. I don't think United should look that way. I think he should just stay put. I think the hype for Vlahovic is pretty much done, dusted. I wouldn't even go anywhere near. But if you're going to go and solve quick fixes for someone, Douglas Luiz has to be on the agenda. And I know United probably want another midfielder in terms of maybe, I don't know, an Edison or maybe even Adam Wharton was available, which he's not, let's be honest. And more than that, who else is really available? We've been linked with so many central midfielders that want new contracts. With Douglas Luiz coming in, it's literally, I don't even look at it as a short-term fix. I think it's the fix that we can go along with, even if it is a loan. Even better. But I don't think it's going to be the case because it's just good business. You get rid of Sancho for 25. You bring in someone else for 25. They actually wanted 35 from him originally. They just want to get rid. I think he wants to leave as well. And I don't see why not. For me, if he's to come in and play next to Bruno Fernandes, then you've got your box to box. You've got someone that's quite athletic. You've got someone who can play literally dead balls as well, pause. And they can, and also when it comes down to the defensive side of things, he can definitely do that if that's his job. You know, he came through as a defensive mid in the first place, if anyone remembers. You know, and then obviously Kamara took over the reins, and then obviously when he went to Juve, they played more of an attacking box to box. He can do first phase. I don't see how United look past him, but maybe injuries might have been the concern. I don't know how you look past him. I think it's the easiest deal ever. But again, it gets to that point where you say, is this too much sense for Man United? This might be a little too much sense for us to do. Anytime there is that sort of kind of situation, we look the other way. That's PTSD right there. We are dragging this transfer window out. 1 signing and 0 players sold. That's like a lot of clubs though, you know. And if they do have signings, it's ones that don't even want. Luiz for Sancho swap just makes sense for both sides. Exactly. 2 want-away players. It's just, my concern is it's just the Sancho side of things more time. Is how willing is he to take a pay cut, or how willing is he to negotiate for a structure that's a little bit different? You know, when it comes to Juventus, from what I saw in Italy, you know, the tax bracket for these high earners is still only 20%, where over in the UK, it's more 45%. So when you actually deep it and put 2 and 2 together, surely the demands ain't that far off. I think Juve want to probably cut down their wage bill, hence probably trying to get rid of Vlahovic, hence trying to get rid of Douglas Luiz a little bit. You can go and put those wages in towards Sancho. So it's the willingness. And it looks like Juve are going to definitely go for this, you know, for Sancho. It's like maybe one of their dream targets. I don't know. He might run down his contract. It might even be a situation where, you know, for me, where United, and I spoke about it with Shells yesterday, where United might have to just pay half of Sancho's contract off. You know, when you what is he on 10 million a year, right? So from there, you're going to probably have to go and pay, what, 5 million off? If you go pay 5 million off, which is pretty much the fee that Chelsea paid, yeah, you're getting your money's worth anyways, which was meant to get from in the first place. I just say get rid as quick as possible, even if it is paying him off. It's the same thing with Wan-Bissaka. Do you remember we had to pay him off? Same issue. We always end up with players that end up taking a piss with us. And you know what? Fair play. Go do what you have to do with your money. But it's just stopping the club from doing what they need to do. And obviously, this is their contract. They don't care about the club. And you can't blame them for caring about the club or not caring about the club. They got to live, right? I understand that. They got their contracts, their high lifestyles, all of that, blah, 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 blah. But it's just frustrating, isn't it? It's like every time we want to get rid of someone, it's just some sort of complication in the way. And I'm kind of tired of it as well. We got 5 mil from Chelsea to pay him off. Yeah, exactly. Just use that money to pay him off. Because if you're going to get rid of him for 25 million, to therefore then talk about Douglas Luiz potentially for such a cheap amount, it's like for like anyways, you know? But hopefully United are not put in a place where we have to do that. It's just the option. But if you're Sancho's camp, and I said this again yesterday, if you're his agent, you probably know that you could easily go and get a 5 million payoff. All you've got to do is keep denying all these contract offers by, I don't know, Juventus, Napoli, and blah, 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 blah. Then it forces United's hand. It's smart. You got to take him for a ride, right? You got to take him for any penny that you can find. I hear it. I think regardless of how slow your sporting directors or Ineos, you guys get the players you need before the season start. Because if you don't, your hierarchy are holding smoke, and they know that. Oh, in a heartbeat. You know, even from me, if there's a point in July where we haven't seen at least 2-3 players sold, Anthony, Sancho, and whoever else, Garnacho, and you haven't brought in 3 players, or at least 4, it's a howler, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. With you getting Bumo done this week, I don't know how it's going to be done, and I don't actually flipping care. Just hurry up. Yeah, whether it's structure, payment, whatever. Give them what they need, but obviously don't get taken the piss out of. You go get Douglas Luiz, all of a sudden, you've got 3 players in the space of a couple of weeks. And it's an easy deal. It's pretty much, when it comes to terms, I don't think Douglas Luiz has got amazing options. You know, you want to go to a top side. Not other top side are kind of looking at you. So you look at that, you're on about 140, whatever he's on at the moment. You could pretty much put him on the same kind of deal. And I think he'd take it as well. Obviously, he's at that age where he's going to want a nice wage, where probably something in and around the same. I think United can afford that. Just give him Eriksen's wage. Easy. We've got Leeds in 3 weeks' time. I would like to see a new central midfielder. I'd like to see Cunha and Mbumo in United jerseys as well. The same thing with Douglas Luiz. I would like to see that. I just want to see how the team is going to shape up. And then we can kind of see as well, and I know it's only a pre-season game, but we can kind of see where, you know, is this team and Amorim going to gel, and is it going to work in the Prem? That's the biggest concern, is a lot is over the manager. The manager's got a lot to prove. I'm for the manager as well, by the way. Many of you might not be, but we can kind of really see if it's the manager or if it was really the players. I'm still sold it's on the players. Obviously, a little bit on the manager, because he was the one that was playing Højlund and all these other scrubs that we didn't want to see, right? But we can kind of have a whole grasp of the situation. You know, you got a playmaker and Douglas Luiz playing. And I know it's going to be Leeds. You should smash them anyways. Fuck Leeds, right? But you got a playmaker right there. You got a box-to-box. He could definitely go up and down the pitch. He can collect off the defense. Let's see how that works. And if he's got that point where you got Bruno and Douglas Luiz pinging passes, diags, you know, this Diego Leon looking to absolutely take the world by storm. I got told yesterday this guy's technicals aren't all that. So I thought, okay, SVMM posted a new compilation of Diego Leon's recent games and stuff like that. We've only seen minor snippets. And I was looking at him thinking, this guy might be it. He could be it. He might be exactly what we need. Where Dorgu's a little bit more defensive and reserved, this guy loves to take on a player, and he's rapid as well. I can't wait to see that. But we're not going to see him running in behind if we're playing Agate every match, are we? Because he's not going to ping the pass to him. I'd imagine Douglas Luiz plays on the right-hand side. Bruno loves the left-hand side way too much. Anytime there's a left centre mid spot, left attacker mid spot, Bruno. Just Bruno. I would probably have him on the right and simplify his game, but that's me. Yeah, but it's got to be more than mentality. He's got to adapt. I don't mind Dorgu at the moment. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm gonna, like, even with Diego Leon, we can't have high expectations. If you're good enough, you're old enough, right? That's the biggest saying out there. But for me, gotta let him land a little bit. Like Dorgu, let man land. He was just a part of the shittest Manchester United team ever. So I want to see what he can do when he does have capable enough players to give him what he needs to thrive forward. And also, let's not act like Dorgu was not putting in some decent balls across the box, by the way, and no one converted them, because he could have ended the season easy with 4 or 5 assists if we didn't have bozos in front of goal. I can't be seeing Luke Shaw and Garnacho next season. That's a fact. I like the comments from Diego Leon. Now he has to prove it. Yeah, of course he does. And it looks like he's got his dad's support as well, which is nice. He seems like a very like family orientated kind of man as well, or young man, shall I say? You know, if he's a part of that, he's got. I'm hoping that all of that registers into a Manchester United performance, but we'll see. Because if he does go on loan, them comments are going to look silly, isn't it? Or it's going to be one of those things where it's another Alvaro Fernandez situation. We don't want another Alvaro Fernandez situation. We all knew that he was good enough to play for Manchester United, starting left back spot. Do you remember under Ten Hag? And then before you know it, he sold off to Benfica. If not, he's flipping on loan to flipping Preston. We need a good situation, and hopefully this is just one of those good situations that everyone's forgotten about. And another good situation is, let's see what happens with Douglas Luiz. I don't know what you lot think about Douglas Luiz. Would you bring him into the team? Because I'm 100% bringing him in. Or would you wait and go and get, maybe, I don't know, you might go up for Hayden Hackney, or you might bide your time and say, you know what, we want Edison instead. He fits into the mold of Premier League proven as well. Do you remember that? That was the whole scenario around United's policy literally this month, right? Or this whole summer window. Go get Premier League proven. No wonder why they're looking at Ollie WATKINS as pretty much the next kind of priority when it comes to the strikers part of it all. You know, but when you look at Douglas Luiz, he's already been there with Villa. He gave Villa the best time ever. They got back into the Champions League. He was a part of that. And I know he had Kamara around him, and I know he had some decent players. Watkins scored about 20-odd goals that season, right? And I think he even scored more because of all competitions, etc., etc. But Premier League goals, I think it might be 19, to be fair. You get like 19 goals and like 11 assists, something silly and ridiculous. He fits that mold. At least you know you're not as worried as, like, let's say, getting another player from the Italian league like Edison. Not saying he can't do it, but you're hoping he adapts to the pace of the Prem. I think Douglas Luiz would be a lot more like willing and remembering, like, okay, this is how I've got to play. This is how much I've got to get up to scratch. He looks way more lean over in Italy as well. I think he needs to bulk up again a little bit more. But who knows? I think he's the perfect or ideal candidate for Bruno Fernandes. You want to shoehorn Bruno as his number 8 and his playmaker, the guy that's going to, I don't know, give you the winning assists, right? It's always got to be about that perfect partner. And unfortunately, there's not a 6 out there, let alone maybe /8, that's affordable that United can go and get, that can partner Bruno Fernandes and do that job, because apparently we don't want destroyers no more. You know, those big clunky dudes, you know, like Onana, you know, the one that plays for Aston Villa, he's not going to be available. And I don't want him. You don't like a Garte, but you're going to like Onana. Because he's got great ball recovery. You can drive with the ball, right? Athletic, it's everything you want, but everything but the passing situation. It's not looking pretty. It's very limited. And it's going to cost more than 50 million. I don't even know how much Watkins is going to cost. Because if they say 60 million, that's going to piss me off. It's going to piss me off. If Ollie Watkins goes to United, I have a good feeling he will bang goals. It's just whether he wants to go. Yeah, he's open to Man United's move. It came out yesterday. He's definitely open to the situation of Man United. And why would you not be excited by it? You're going to play with Cunha and Mbeumo potentially, let alone some other players. Get Luiz and Hackney. I haven't seen enough of Hackney, though, to be honest. I think he might be one of them late arrivals, maybe, you know, where United go and buy him and put him back out on loan. You know what? That might be best for his situation, because Casemiro leaves at the end of his contract. People forget about that. Casemiro's got 1 year left on his contract. He leaves next year. Bruno's got a couple more years. It's just about who's going to be the successor. You know, United's got to build a good midfield. And I feel like if we're going to do that, then I feel like they're going to wait for Wharton instead. Because I don't know what is our other options. Because people forget we have got like Toby Collier, and we need to see if he can stay fit. I'm still a fan of Toby Collier, personally. I mean, if you've got him and then someone like Douglas Luiz, I think that's a better combination than him and Bruno Fernandes. It complements each other quite well. You got a ball carrier as well, an elite one, someone that's got good recovery. I think you can do something with that. Good at collecting the ball. It's just that, obviously, when it comes to the progressive side of things, you know, he's relying on ball carrying as his progressive side. Am I excited for pre-season? At the moment, I'm going to be honest with you guys. No, I'm not. Only because we've got one player through the door. You know, we got to be honest with ourselves. What the hell is that in my eye? We got to be honest with ourselves, right? Amram didn't get the best out of that squad, yeah? And he didn't, and it was lackluster. So imagine having that squad, right? And adding Cunha. That's not enough, is it? It's like, I need more. I need to know that we're going to bang goals. I don't really want to see Højlund in the United jersey ever again. I really don't. You know, we don't have Rashfords and all that. We got exactly the same squad and less. You know, when he's Garnacho, he's been banished to the realms of the darkness, man. He's not coming back. He might be back, but he's not coming back. I can't see him in a United game ever again. He didn't get included, if you remember. So what am I going to get excited about exactly? What? Because Cunha's in the door. Yeah, I want to watch him. Of course, I want to watch him. I would love to see Cunha United jersey, banging in some goals. But he can't do it by himself. You're going to be all reliant on him and only him. So that's why we need more, and we need it soon. And I do believe we will get it done. Obviously, we've got all these other channels that are wary, don't get me wrong. And I've seen clips online, and it's just obviously playing down the situation. Is it time to panic? Is it time to shit on the manager? Is it time to shit on any given chance? But Ineos must understand the fan frustration, because we've gone through years and years of when it does come to getting these transfers over the damn flipping line, it takes forever. They take the whole window to go and get A, B, and C done. We don't want to be a part of that kind of same situation. If Ineos are about their kind of talk, and they definitely going to deliver something, and Amrim's saying, him and the board have got a plan, good times are coming, all that good talk, then show it. Like, and not him, because Amrim can't do much himself, but the board's got to show it for us fans. The ones that don't believe in Ineos as much, you've got to show them why they have something to believe in. Are you competent enough in these areas? It's all about competence, because we haven't had that since the flipping Glazers have come in the door. That's the reality. Cass, do you think there's anything? Nope. Nah, no, there's nothing. He's staying over there. I think even Lee Gunner even said it as well. And he knows that Ivan Toney. He said he's happy over there. He's not coming. Did that Jonathan David end up going anywhere? Well, he just got the here we go, didn't he, for Juventus? So he's going over there. I said we should go and get him. If you're talking about play styles, he's not that different from Ollie Watkins, is he? And he was on a free. I saw before, like, was it like a week or two ago, where he was open to joining United. I don't know how credible that is, but I'm pretty sure if it came down to a battle between Juventus and us, and we wanted Jonathan David, I think we'd absolutely be able to nick that off of them. But United might not. This is what I mean. Maybe United just didn't fancy that. An extra squad space, I don't know. But if you're talking about the free market, remember we got told and we got briefed that United might have to dip into the free market. Well, that was all lies, wasn't it? That was all bullshit. We got crucified for that. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I mean, I'll take him as a plan B, but if you're getting Watkins now, I'm not exactly excited by a plan B of Dominic Calvert-Lewin because he's just good in the air. I've heard about his wage demands. Get that. Not interested. Go to your fashion weeks in flipping Monaco and Italy, whatever. What academy players shall we promote? Mantanto, Lacey. Well, Mantanto did get promoted at the end of last season, did he not? And so did that. What's the other guy? I can't remember his name, but he was playing like right wing back or something like that. I can't remember his name. You lot might be better than me at this, but he got promoted as well. But I can't see him starting. I think if Diego Leon comes and impresses, Mantanto, to be fair, I don't know how good he really is. I'm not going to gaslight you lot, but he might be another one where he's like, okay, if you're too good for that, the academy level, probably just put him out on loan then. Hopefully someone can take him. You got all these feeder clubs like Luzern Sports and stuff. You might be sending Sekou Kone over there. Go send him over there then. In fact, Ineos said to Bruno they didn't need to sell him because they have money for signings. Just for them to be acting this way now, I smell some lies. Look, at the end of the window, we can definitely all judge. And I think that's fair enough. But it's going to get to the point, if it gets to July and you've only got 2 signings in the door, those 5, we're not getting 5 signings. We're not getting 5 signings. United need to get 2 signings done this month. And you know what? Maybe even if, let me give it some breathing space. Maybe even the first week of August, right? Because the first game isn't until 17th of August against Arsenal. Is that it? Is that correct? So they got that leeway to go and get at least 2 more signings. Because I'm hoping this Onana situation gets addressed as quick as possible. But it all comes down to the central midfield. I think the striker situation, as long as you sell Garnacho and get the pieces done out the door, I think the striker situation will get wrapped up rather quickly, in my opinion. That's just my belief. My whole thing is like, that's nice. You got the midfield, you got the attack now. It's just the midfield. And we've always been concerned about the damn midfield. So if there is a little bit of a fix right there for Douglas Luiz, it's my transfer dream for sure. Need it. And I think he dreams of coming back to the Prem as well. Getting away from that, that missus or his ex-missus is right now to him. It's kind of obvious. I mean, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that. Imagine watching her come to training or around the complex every day, and you're seeing her with I think she's got a missus now as well, so she's all loved up with somebody else. Yeah, I want out too. I want out as well. I don't want to be seeing that. Imagine. But this, I don't want this midfield. We can't have it dragging. We have not sorted out the midfield since Scholes retired, and I promise you that. You know, we had one good year, in my opinion, of a capable enough midfield, right? And that was when we had Ander Herrera, Pogba, and then we had the Matic before his legs went. That 1 year. And then I remember it all went left when Pogba got injured, and it was like a gaping hole. It's like United are allergic to wanting to rebuild a midfield for all these years. You know, since Carrick retired and he got older, Scholes retired, we still haven't sorted that out. How can it be 15 years, since Scholes retired practically, right? And we still haven't got his replacement done. You know, Bruno Fernandes coming in, done what he's done. We haven't exactly given him the best situation. Giving him McFred was absolutely rubbish. Like, let's be honest. Playing counter-attack might have suited him to his game, but having that is rubbish. You know, if you're going to have Fred and then Bruno, kind of makes sense, but go get him a proper DM. Give Ollie a proper DM. Did Ollie even want to buy a DM? Because I remember we got Donny van der Beek, and that went left, didn't it? I'm surprised we got rid of him. Remember, 900k people. I don't care about his personal life. I don't care about his personal. This is just me making jokes, but I don't care about that. What happens off the pitch is off the pitch. Whatever happens on the pitch, I'm all for it. And from what I've seen when he's come on the Club World Cup, he looked like he's more than capable. And he didn't even play against Man City, so you can't even slander him there. Oh, yeah, Ollie wanted Rice, didn't he? Yeah, of course he did. You're right. You're correct. Didn't go for it, though. I think the midfield is more important than the striker, in my opinion. Yeah, you know what? And I think he gets overlooked a little bit too much. And I know it's about squad space, where, you know, Eriksen goes out and then somebody else comes in. So there is a gaping hole there. And Toby Collins' situation isn't exactly up in the air as much, because if it sounds like he's going to stay at the moment if he's included in pre-season, right? So if he's not going to do that, they need to make a decision on him. And to be fair, he needs to stay fit himself, you know. But if he leaves, then there's another space. Who else is going to come in? You know, I think if he is to be injury prone, United should look at loaning him out somewhere maybe less intense. Might do him a world of good. But if he's not going to get game time at United because we've got one game a week, then we might as well loan him out. Because Bruno's just going to be shoehorned in. And if we do go and get a central midfielder, which has been briefed to us many, many, many times, then, do you know what I mean? It's like, well, Casemiro's got 1 year left. I don't think he's going to care as much. I don't think we're going to use him as much. You know, cup game, sure. And it's just the other part of it all. It's just, you know, Bruno's the captain. Where do you see Toby Collier getting into this side? You know, even if he plays well, you know, there's seniority over him, you know, like Casemiro is going to probably start over him first, and probably so is Bruno Fernandes. You might get used in bit part situations. It's not nice. Maybe if we did have Europe, we don't have these kind of problems because you probably grow to trust him. You know, I don't know if the manager really trusts him yet, but every time I've seen him, and I know a lot of you lot are not in his fancy from what I've seen in comments, where I am, it's like every time he's played, he hasn't looked out of place, you know. I think there's a player in there, man. There's a player in there. I see that Ethan Williams, he's tipped to be a really good player. He's killed it in the academy level. But again, if there's no place or if there's no pathway for Ethan Williams, right, then sell him. You know, obviously, Man United will definitely put a sell-on clause or a buyback clause on him. That's a fact. That's going to happen. Maybe even both. But I'd say put a sell-on clause on him. Sell-on clause, 20, 30%, whatever. Go do it. Because if he's that good and he's that cracked, because in both-footed, honestly, you'll probably get a move. He'll probably kill it over there. It's a good move. If United can get at least 8 or 10 million for him, that's a great sell. But that's where United need to be dipping into. And we don't do it enough. You know, you see Man City, you see Chelsea, they're selling their academy players left, right, and centre. We've got brilliant academy players. Not all of them are going to make it at United, you know, but if you can go make up some value for it, then this whole transfer window becomes a lot more easier, you know? Yeah, sell-on clause is better. 100%. As of now, anyways, because I don't see anyone getting over the likes of Cunha or Mbumo for the next 3, 4, 5 years. I think Garnacho goes Villa. I hope so. I do hope so. You know, and it looks like if Liverpool are rejecting an approach for Bayern now as well, I'm hoping Rashford's the next part. I'm hoping that it's just we saw it yesterday. About how willing it always going to come down to how willing is Rashford to talk to Bayern, because surely you can't have all your eggs in the flipping Barcelona basket, man. You just can't. We're not getting Ruiz. Live with Cass on the way to work. Big up, man. Big up, Red Gorilla. We sell our academy players for a bag of magic beans compared to... You're not wrong. By the way, people, the likes are smelly. Look, I know some of you might be on the way to work, but if you can find a way to smash that like button, it would do this stream wonders. 41 likes. Can we boost this to at least 75? There's a good 100 of you in here that haven't actually smashed that like button as of yet. That like button could do wonders. It go so far, push the stream out where it needs to go, and then before you know it, new subscriber. If you're a new subscriber as well, much appreciated. Yeah, if Rashford gets approached by Bayern, he's gonna have to. You know, it's weird why a lot of these situations are not going Bayern's way, right? Gittins tried to hijack it, didn't happen. Luis Diaz looks like he's not happening anymore. Their approach has been rejected. Liverpool probably want to keep the guy. Who else has been there? Matoma, not happening, is it? Remember earlier this window? Not happening. So all of these left wingers, Leao, what happened to that situation? Unclear, right? Going to cost a lot of money. Rashford might be their best bet. It might be the only bet they can go for. And I know they were linked with Martinelli before, as well. I just don't know. Martinelli would definitely be open, but why would you choose Martinelli over Rashford? Surely, maybe it's a wage thing. But he's on hefty wages himself. He's on like 180k, which is nasty work, isn't it? So yeah, well, hopefully. Oh yeah, big up ND as well. Yeah, love, man. But with this Watkins stuff, Sam C said yesterday, and I'm gonna get up the quote now. Funny old game, isn't it? With United. Because Gyökeres, it came out yesterday as well. Actually, he got rubbished off quite quickly that there's no deal between, and actually that come after a quip, but I think that was from Sasha Tavleri. I think he must have said that and said that Gyökeres has agreed some sort of 5 to 6 year deal with Arsenal. Then that kind of got rubbished off. But it seems like the more Gyökeres is twerking for Arsenal and no moves actually been done, it's like, well, United's second priority. That doesn't sit well with us fans, right? And you know what? If there's an opportunity to go and get him, go and get him. But we don't even know the price yet. He could be, according to their president, he's going to cost something in between 70 and 80 million, which is not ideal. So you can see that United obviously want to probably move on to other targets. But he said yesterday, Man United continue to discuss the possibility of Ollie Watkins joining the club. Watkins' future at the Aston Villa remains unclear. So I'm kind of like, I'm literally building myself to kind of accept, if we go for an Ollie Watkins, I'm quite happy with that. You just got to think of, is it Premier League proven? Yes. Is it a stopgap? Of course it is. He's not going to, the next few years, it's not like he's going to be this wonder striker that's going to bang you 25 plus goals. But one thing we know is that if you go look at his last few years under Aston Villa, I think he started with 15 goals when he went there, then 19, and then 16 Premier League goals, if I'm correct, or did he score 21 Prem? Either way, and last year it was up and down. His situation with Villa trying to move him on. Is it going to be John Duran? Is it going to be Watkins? Then that stopped. Then obviously Arsenal came in for him, and apparently he wanted to go, might have kicked up a little bit of a fuss, kind of hurt that relationship. They wanted 60 million. They didn't let him to go. And then, in a couple games, you see Rashford start over Watkins. And maybe that was just a thing of resting him. But I can't really see where that relationship is like that anymore. It looks like it's being separated. And if United go and pounce on that, and Aston Villa needs some money, and we can afford that, then we should be all in for it. And then maybe Garnacho goes the other way. So we might have potentially 2 swap deals. Garnacho out in one hand, and then you've got Ollie Watkins in. Sancho out in one hand, and then you've got Douglas Luiz in. Then you've got a bit of a nice pool of players. You've got 4 new players in. Easier said than done, of course, because we don't know we've got Garnacho. If he wants to stay in the Premier League, he ain't got much choice. Chelsea don't want him. Arsenal don't want him. Tottenham don't want him. No one wants him. So that London preference is in the bin. So forget that. His only last top club that's going to want him in the Prem, and that's potentially, by the way, is Aston Villa if they're looking at a new left mid. They're talking about, is his name Jacob Ramsey? He might be on the way out. He's linked with Newcastle at the moment and Nottingham Forest. You know, so I'm taking Watkins. And if Watkins wants United, if a player wants United, I think players have got to want the badge. You know, it is a big step down for them. You know, even if it is Europa League for Aston Villa, it's still Europe. And if you're willing to come out of that situation to join Manchester United, then that gives me good feeling. You know, other than Gyökeres, who is open to United but would prefer Arsenal. You know, it's not screaming you're playing for the badge, are you? You want the best situation for yourself, which is fine, but we're not priority. That's not going to go down well. I don't know how much you lot want Watkins, and I'll ask this pretty much the last couple streams, but we're guaranteed at least minimum 15 Premier League goals. In Mbeumo and Cunha, you're guaranteed at least 14, 15 Premier League goals for the season. And I know it's easier said than done because you're not playing Ultimate Team, you're not playing a bunch of cards, you know, in a picture book, and you're saying this is going to work. But we scored 44 goals last year, or 43 goals of the Premier League. These three come in. Obviously, they're playing in and around probably, you could say, better players, right? You got the best bunch of a situation of all these different teams. They should click, right? But you're guaranteed at least 45 goals. And I'd say that's minimum. I would say 50 goals minimum, in my opinion. It's a stretch, but it goes a long way. And hopefully one of them can exceed that and go get a bunch of assists, not for just each other, but other players. Bruno Fernandes every year always hits double-digit assists and goals pretty much. So that's another part. We need to somehow find our team in a situation where we're scoring 70-plus goals in a season. Not 65, not 60, 70-plus. Because we're not going to make top four without scoring 70 Premier League goals. So United best get a flipping move on. And you're going to get some by the defenders. You're going to get some by the wing-backs. Ahmad's going to score, of course. He's a goal scorer. He's a threat. People forget that even exists. I'm not keen. I'm not the most keen, but I'm accepting. Because we employ Højlund. I think Villa want 50 million. Big up Cow's Corner. Big up yourself, man. Off topic, the meltdown of Spurs don't get Kudus will be sensational. But however, don't want Chelsea to get him. I'd rather Chelsea get him than Spurs. I'll be honest. The dangers of what Thomas Frank can turn that man into is I don't really want to see that. You see, I'm not keen on Watkins, but not because of age, but due to his all-round game. Yes, he's a channel runner Amrams looks for, but he's not that intelligent and he can't really link. No, his link up's fine. It's in front of goal, man. For me, it's big games. You know, when it comes to big chances missed in big games, he's up there. I think this year he's got like 26 big chances missed. And when he goes missing, he really goes missing. Really goes missing. And you know what? That's why I say if you're going to get 40 million, then so be it. If it's 40 million, 45 million, United's going to have to take that. Then maybe United can focus on going to get a young striker next summer instead. I don't know who that may be. Hopefully Ekitike might stay at Eintracht Frankfurt. Hopefully don't go Liverpool. We might be able to reevaluate that situation. Or I don't know, the next best thing that comes out. Every year something comes out with a new player that's on the block and you're like, wow, who's that? Who's that? Could be him. Watkins is age. He's 29, almost 30. The fee for him is what matters exactly. Watkins is 100 times better than what exactly. Watkins can definitely link. He was a left winger once, you know. MK, hope you're good, brother. All good. Isn't a bad transfer window if we have Cunha, Mbeumo, Watkins, and Luiz in our squad. And yes, we need a keeper because we've got nothing in Anana. Man's called him what kinky. You're out of your mind. You're out of your damn mind. You're out of your damn mind. Newcastle win the league title. With whom? Would you take? I'll take Mateta over Watkins personally. And I think Mateta's an easier one to acquire. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He's 27 years of age. He's had 2 good seasons as well. And I know he took a while to kickstart, but I'd rather Mateta, man. He's just more of a lump, isn't he? Like, he's just a brute. And you know what? When it comes to aerial duels as well, the guy's elite. I like that about him. And he's definitely got some decent link up. What's this? The then is it worth it? Like, no hate to the guy, but if we're talking about scoring goals and Ollie is having nosebleeds in front of goals, that doesn't sound good to me. Bring him though. Yeah, but you know, it's the guarantees, you know, he's gonna score you 15 minimum. And right now, we haven't seen a striker hit near enough 20, not even 20 since what? Is it Rashford or Martial? Or is it maybe it's even Ibrahimovic? I think Rashford was the closest thing last time with Ten Hag's first season. But beyond that, it's just even in and around that, it's no one's come close. It's always like your 12s or 10s or some bullshit. It's just rubbish. Absolute dog poo. Muppeteers did a comparison of Watkins and Gyökeres. They are very, very similar. I said this yesterday. Muppet was happy to overpay slightly for him. But what's overpaying? What's the amount that's overpaying? You know, that's the bigger question. And that's what United's got to kind of like realize. And if you're going to have all these discussions, make a decision and make it fast, because we're clearly not making decisions fast enough. It's all, oh, we're in positive talks, optimism. United remain optimistic. We're positive. We're going to get Mbumo. There's optimism to get it done by the end of the week. Recycle, spin, 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 spin. I've had enough of that shit. What, we're going to get that with Watkins? Oh, we remain optimistic to get Watkins over the line. Imagine all of that happening with Watkins. You scream. Where do you think United will finish in the league? At the moment, I have no idea. I've got to see these people get. I've got to see these players get over the line first. It's too difficult. I'm literally putting all my eggs in the Mbumo basket as of now. Beyond that I don't know. Honestly, I do not know, because if Nana's in goal, that changes everything. Everything that I want right now is all coming down to like, okay, I think we might go get Watkins or Gyökeres. Cool. I think we're gonna go get centre mid. Fine. But even with all of them, you still got that man in net, and he's rubbish. Go and sign Mateta. I would choose Mateta every day. Well, there's no links with him. I'm surprised there's no links with him. Premier League tax United tax is my biggest worry, Watkins, unless Garnacho goes the other way. Well, if he goes the other way, I don't think anyone's going to complain. You know, maybe there was a little link, maybe there was a little hint. You know, you remember, Aston Villa can't do any business beyond, well, before. Now they can, right? They've sold their women's team, whatever. So they're in the positive, they're in the green. I do wonder if like Garnacho wearing the Aston Villa shirt, I wonder if there's a small link there. I see some links yesterday, but like it was more opinion rather than, you know, it was more opinion rather than fact or something that's going to happen. I see Alex Crook about pointing out there that they're interested in Elanga. And Elanga might go Newcastle, which is good for us, right? Because we get percentage of whatever profit they make. 20%, 25%, something like that. So they might be looking for a winger, but that's Alex Crook. You know, he's dog shit. Unless Ben Jacobs is holding his dick, he's pretty much getting everything wrong. Same thing with Jamie Jackson. Fair price for Watkins is 50. Long left. He's got 3 years long. To be fair, he's got 3 years left on his contract. But obviously, the age is only a factor of bringing the price down. Yeah, because in January, they were asking for 60, and that's January tax, right? And that's obviously mid-season. So you can expect the price to go up. But I can't see it dropping from 60 to 40 all of a sudden. I can see maybe haggling the price down to 45 if you've got really good negotiators. But United right now are yet to prove themselves that they've got some really good negotiators, considering this Mbumo fuck-up at the moment. So from there, maybe 50 is the price. Maybe that is the fair price, James. You might be right there. Because if I see United pay 50, anything more than 50, and 50 is an overpayment for me, then you are whoever's in charge, whoever's doing all these negotiations. Is it Matt Hargreaves? Sack him. Yeah, the player said he's open to move Kizzy to United. Aston Villa should overpay for Garnacho and Watkins for allow greater spending. Oh yeah, would he be pure profit for them? He cost them peanut. You know what? Let me check that. Watkins to Villa price. How much they paid for him? So they paid. How much transfer history? So he went to Aston Villa. He went to Aston Villa for what's MV? What does MV mean? I don't know what MV means, but it says the fee's 34 million euros. How much did he go for? 30 million. It doesn't actually say here. Usually it would say. Did he go for 30 million? When did he sign for Villa? He went to Aston Villa in 2020 season, right? 2020 he went there. It's been 5 years. So they get pure. So he's pure profit. So he's literally a pure profit for them as well. Same way Garnacho is a pure. Hey, James is onto something here. He's pure profit for both. You know, if you give us one way, we'll give you the other way. That's actually perfect. Perfect. Oh yeah, it was lockdown, wasn't it? That's when I remember it. Was it him that was scored against? Was it Van Dijk? Was it against Liverpool? They're 7-2. I think that was the case. I think I remember Watkins then. Yeah, good memory, you lot, man. Good memory. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Anyways, gonna redirect over to Sai TV if I can find him. We're gonna be back later as well. Where is it? I can't even find it. So yeah, go do a cast raid over there for me. If you can like this video and get the likes up, 10 more likes, I'll be happy. No joke. Your burners, whatever. 10 more likes, I'm buzzing. Remember 9 a.m. shows as well every day. Pretty much. Gonna stick to this time. So if you lot want to put a notification bell on, even better. I'm gonna be back live on Never a Foul at 12:15 with LB and whatnot. So yeah. Until then, yeah, hopefully we get some news. Otherwise, I'm going to make up a scenario in my head of a debate that I can think about, and we can go debate ourselves in a bit, man. I'm tired.